I'm so excited for today's video, especially. I can't hold back. I feel so inspired. Seriously, you guys, today's special. I am collaborating with the one and only Meghan Livingstone for today's video. If you don't know Meghan Livingstone, wow, definitely check out her channel. The link to a video that we're collaborating on is below in the description. Meghan is one of the first YouTubers I ever discovered. We have witnessed each other's journeys growing on YouTube. She is an extraordinary soul and presence, and what she shares on YouTube is always empowering, always inspiring. So Meghan, I love you, girl. In the description box, you will see a video that Meghan created for you called the 5 Ways to Simplify Your Diet. And in today's video, what I am sharing with you are the 5 ways to simplify your home. Why do you want to simplify your life? Why do you want to simplify your home? It's an important question, and you might even hit pause here and just reflect, write it down in your journal, just discover what is it that you feel you will get from simplifying your life. Personally, I am very passionate about this topic. In 2009, I was living a very different life. I was basically the person you would want in your store, because I'd go in to buy one thing and then I'd see everything and I'd buy, consume. I had 3 closets of clothing, infinite amount of shoes and accessories and makeup and products. I mean, wow. And at that time, I was miserable on the inside, and it was very interesting because I had taken my life to the top. I was at the peak of the mountain. I was deeply in love, had everything going for me, flying first class around the world, traveling to extraordinary exotic places, hanging out with celebrities and, high profile people. Had a beautiful community of friends around me, even like real soul-centered friends. My career was burgeoning. Everything I ever wanted was basically my life. And it was like the more I had, the emptier I felt inside. Finally, I hit a breaking point in 2009. I was depressed. I was severely anxious. I left my entire life and relationship and everything in Los Angeles, and I moved to the Redwoods to find myself. What I discovered in that process, and what I know now, is that accumulation can never actually bring us happiness. One of the ways that I was able to go from misery to joy and peace was definitely simplifying my life. So what I'm going to share with you in this video are the 5 ways to simplify your home specifically. Number 1, have a space clearing party. Oh my God! Party. You may want to hit pause here, grab a journal, grab a pen, or just a piece of paper. We are going to go through a process together. Turn on some music, put on some dance clothes, and I'm totally serious about this, and dance your booty off. Put on music that you love, shake it, and make it fun. Write down on the sheet of paper all of the different rooms in your house. Your bedroom, the living room, the kitchen. And if there are any closets in the hallway, I would put hallway closet. That's a separate area. Make sure to include everything, your bathroom, all different areas, and list out every single area. Looking at this list, I want you to circle one room that you are super inspired to shift or transform, to clear, to simplify. Grab a basket, a large laundry basket or a big shopping bag or something, and walk into that room. And starting from the surfaces, I want you to take everything off of the surface, okay? So everything off of the tables, everything off of the nightstands, or if you're in the kitchen, everything off of the countertop, and then go through the process and sift through it. Dump everything out of that bag or basket and simply go through and ask yourself these 3 questions. Do I need it? Do I use it? Do I love it? This is something a feng shui artist taught me a while back, and it has stayed with me forever. Do I need it? Do I use it? Do I love it? If you don't answer yes to at least one of those questions, then that goes in the donation pile. So now the sifting process begins. You have 3 separate piles. You have the donation pile. It's something you can give to somebody else. You have the trash and recycling pile. And then you have the keep pile. If you come across an item that's like, oh, but this person gave it to me and I feel really guilty, I can't give that away. Do you need it? Do you use it? Do you love it? And this is about letting go of that tendency to hoard, to hold on to things, okay? This is gonna free you. Somebody else is gonna love that object. Now that you have everything sifted into separate piles, the donation box, I would put all the donation stuff in a box. You have the trash, you put the trash in the trash, put the recycling in the recycling bin, and now you have the stuff that you're gonna keep. So now you go through the process of putting everything in its right place. So go back into the room you were clearing and now put the objects where they belong. The key with surfaces is to keep them as empty as possible. On a nightstand, rather than having a stack of books and a radio and 20 things, hair bands and all kinds of things, simply have no more than 3, 4, maybe 5 objects. The less the better, depending on the size of the table. Now you're going to go through this process that you did with the surfaces and go deeper in the room. Go through the closet, do the exact same thing. Go through the drawers, empty everything out and sift through it and put it in different piles. If you have all of these colored pencils and art supplies in your drawer and you're like, one day I'm going to use that. No. If you haven't used it in the past year, donate it to a school teacher, or that's what I did, and it felt so good knowing that kids were going to be using these art supplies. It's simply having on hand what you're actually using. And remember, as you're creating this space, you are welcoming in more energy into your life. Clutter in our homes not only blocks our nervous system and stifles our creativity, it's exhausting because everything we own, we are subconsciously responsible for. You may not be aware of it consciously, but unconsciously, we have to manage all of the things that we own. It's like holding a basket of stuff. As soon as you set the basket down, it's a lot easier to walk. Go through the entire room until you are complete. By the end, you are going to have a pile of stuff to donate, which is so fabulous because that donation is the opposite of accumulation. And basically what I noticed in my own life, what was creating a lot of the depression and a lot of the anxiety, is this idea that we learn in our society that we have to accumulate in order to be valuable. That is the biggest lie, and it actually leads to a very depressed culture. Once you finish this room, you've moved through everything, you have this big pile of donation stuff to donate to someone who's going to love it, who's going to use it. Do not throw that stuff away. Give it to someone who can use it. And then obviously the stuff that's waste, you throw that away mindfully. Recycle what can be recycled. So once you go through the whole room and then you have your keep stuff, you put it away consciously and mindfully, where everything goes into its right place. When you're complete with that room, then you go into the next room on your list. You can do one room a week or one room a day if you're super eager to get this done, or one room a month. And so by a certain period of time, you will have your whole house completed. The key, like I said, this is why I call it a home clearing party. Turn on the music and have fun and play and let go and dance and connect. The second way to simplify your home is what I call the inhale, exhale rule. So just like we inhale and naturally exhale, and nature's constantly doing the same thing, even our physical bodies, when we eat, the body also releases, right? Everything is designed to receive and to release. When we are stuck accumulating and hoarding things and holding on to things we don't need, it is putting our entire body and psychology out of balance. So what the inhale-exhale rule is, and I love this, I'm constantly using this, when you buy something, which is like the inhale, receive something, to also exhale something, to also let something go. So for me, just recently, I bought a few new pieces of clothing for the fall, and I went to town and just like donated a bunch of clothes, and it felt so good. Things I have not worn in a year, some things beautiful, but they're just not my color, or they just don't fit right. It felt so good to finally release that stuff. So every time I buy something, I also release something. If you are in mega clutter mode, you might do, for every piece you buy, release 3 things or 5 things or 10 things. The third way to simplify your home is to remember that every day is a special occasion. What I mean by this is to present your home in the way that you would if you had some hot date coming over, or a birthday party, or a group of people coming over. To keep your home the way it would be for a lover that you're courting, right? Rather than eating on chipped plates and maybe even plastic plates or something like that, use your best stuff and donate the chipped plates. Donate the stuff that doesn't really light you up. This third way of simplifying your home is about falling in love with your life. It's about only having in your life that which you love. What Jason and I did is we got rid of everything and we simply bought these beautiful dishes from Restoration Hardware, just 6 of them, 6 of each. Not about having quantity of everything, it's just about having quality. You'll also notice that by having less stuff, so let's say fewer dishes, for example, you'll have less accumulation of dishes in the sink. Because if you run out of dishes, you have to clean them, right? So you never end up with this big pile of mess in your kitchen. Also, make your bed every single morning. It's simply saying, I respect my home, I respect myself, I respect my life, I'm grateful for my beautiful home. It's treating it in the way that you would treat a lover's bed. Starting to apply that special occasion concept to yourself every single day, and knowing every day is an opportunity to treat yourself like the special, amazing human being that you are. The fourth way to simplify your home is to trade dead energy for living energy. This is one of my favorites. This is about getting rid of all of the dead energy, paper, plastic, all of the stuff, all of the wrappings and junk mail and just stuff we don't need that ends up going into a landfill, and trading that dead energy, which just causes stagnation. It's the opposite of circulation. Circulation creates health and vitality in our lives. Rather than letting all this dead energy stagnate our lives, it's about being mindful, and I'll share a few ways to do that, and replace that dead energy with living energy, like plants and running water, like a fountain or something. And flowers. I'm a huge advocate of flowers. They are one of the biggest ways to raise the vibration of your home. A few ways to reduce that dead energy is to buy food in bulk and keep it in jars. I just went through this actually for this video, to be honest, and it felt so good. And now I am committed to only buying things in bulk, so I don't have all the packaging that I throw in the waste. You can bring little mesh bags with you to the grocery store. Another way to eliminate that dead energy is junk mail. Oh my gosh. You can go to greendimes.com. I believe it's free. They offer you a particular phone number to call. There's several places you can call to stop junk mail. This was so powerful. I did this years back. I get no mail. I mean, seriously, you guys, I get almost no mail. It is the best. Another way to eliminate dead energy is when you go through your drawers and such, make sure every pen in your drawer, for example, works. Really test it. Otherwise, it's just clutter sitting there with no function. You can't use it, you don't need it, and you don't love it. Again, this is about trading dead energy for living energy. And rather than having all this stuff, put some living things in your home. Plants, flowers, fountain, things like that. We love our salt lamps, like the Himalayan salt lamps. And finally, the fifth way to simplify your home is my personal favorite. This is about creating a sacred space in your home. One of the reasons that we create all of this clutter to begin with, and we accumulate so much, is because our minds are so cluttered. A cluttered mind also creates a cluttered reality. Just like our home, a cluttered home creates a cluttered mind. It's this vicious cycle. A cluttered mind creates more clutter in our lives, in our homes. When you have a sacred space or a meditation space, it could be a very simple pillow on the floor with a little altar, wooden table on the ground, and a candle. Something really simple that you go and you return there every single day to sit and meditate and clear the clutter in your mind. Like Joseph Campbell says, your sacred space is where you can find yourself again and again. So when you create this, and this is usually one of the first steps I do with clients, is to make sure that they have a sacred space that they can go, and it's your space where you have very few objects there, things that you love. Personally, I have my Osho deck and some essential oils and a candle. I have a few things there that just lift my spirits. Definitely a flower, crystals, things like that. So it's about having a few things in a space that you absolutely love so that it's inviting. You want to sit there. There are many videos on breathing exercises. I have a ton on my channel. You know, breathing exercises, meditation exercises. Do your practices there. And you'll notice the more often you sit there, an energy starts to build there. The brain responds. It's like a repetitive trigger that tells your brain it's time to relax. This will help you soften all those thoughts, all the overthinking, and trade it for peace, trade it for spaciousness. This is about simplifying our minds. Simplifying our minds allows true genius and brilliance to rise. It gives us a connection to why we're here, to our purpose, to our soul's voice. We can actually hear. If nothing else, I highly encourage number 5 to create a sacred space in your home. Make sure it's clear and it's in a place where there's not a lot of foot traffic. It's private, it's uninterrupted, it's your space. And really enjoy this space for yourself. All right, my friends, so those are the 5 ways to clear your home. Number 1, have a space clearing party. Number 2, inhale, exhale rule. Make sure when you accumulate, you're also releasing something. The 3rd is every day is a special occasion, making sure that what you have in your home you absolutely love, and anything that you really don't need, don't use, don't like, get rid of it. Make your home a beautiful, glorious space that you love every single day. Boom. Number 4 is to trade dead energy for living energy, reduce waste, and trade it for living things. Nature has great power, and even cutting some greenery from outside and putting it in a mason jar on the side table, that's gonna lift the energy in your space. And number 5 is to create a sacred space. This is about cleansing your mind, simplifying all the thoughts, and coming into a space every day, ideally morning and night, even if it's for a minute, to bookend your day at both ends, to just sit, light a candle, set an intention, connect, take a few breaths, and start your day, and then do the same thing at night. I hope you enjoyed this video. As a treasure tool, I suggest taking one thing from this video, just one. Start with one little thing. Write it in your calendar right now and put it into action. Thank you so much to Meghan Livingstone for doing this collaboration with me. Again, to learn 5 ways to simplify your diet, check out the link below. You're gonna love Meghan if you don't already know and love her. Thank you so much for being with me here today. I love you with all my heart. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you in the next video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to the Soul Family, hello.